It's a trap, you walked right into the hate. All over a new king that's face is just replaced. It's all the same, you still be ruled by force. And no matter who it is, they'll still carry on the torch. Just a lie, cheat, steal, half of what you make. Taxation is theft, it's time to vacate the state. Newsflash, all your cash is an IOU. From killers who really do steal from you. Inflation is a weapon used by every nation who says that they're saving the world through lies. If they disguise and pass off as bravery, well, I got news, debt is slavery. It don't matter who's madder, a new master don't matter. When they both want the same, the state don't play no games. They got you trying to survive and put you on sides and ready to kill each other. That's conquer and divide. It's all for show, or for hyper control.
That's fucking sitting in a room filled with holographic images while we crush information into powder and sniff it. Boy.
And we're back with an episode of Buns and Tubs. We're here with you on this Tuesday morning, ready to give you all the good that you like to hear on us every single week.
Good.
Extra goods.
Man, we got some stuff, too.
Yeah, so we're here.
Some things.
We got Aaron the Red in the studio with us today.
Hello.
Hello there.
And we're going to do just a current events news episode because, Mr. Dum Dum here, i.e. me, didn't do the good work that I was supposed to do this week.
Well, listen here. I kind of did, and the further I looked into it, the more the deeper the hole got.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use this time right now to call out to anybody out there that wants to be a research assistant to the Bones and Tubs podcast. Yeah. If you can find anything on the Society of Cincinnati, write us an email, bonesandtubs@gmail.com.
Yeah.
So that'll give you a little bit of a smattering of what we're into.
Yeah.
That's about as far as I went after 3 hour-and-a-half documentaries, and I got to that, and I was like, what is this fucking shit?
What does it fucking mean?
Yeah. So that's not the topic, but that is part of it.
Do we have some housekeeping to take care of?
But of course.
Turn
the pages. Wash your hands. Where are we? That's adrenochrome. I wondered if after I filled this book up, if we could put it online and see if people would buy it.
Auction it, yeah.
The Bones and Tubs notes.
Look at this thing, guys. It's on the Instagram Live. I'm going to put it in front of Tubs' face.
Look at that.
It's leather.
Yeah.
It's got words.
Bound.
Paper. See that? Look at it. Yes. You get enough to maybe
jerk off to, probably.
Buy a new house or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, housekeeping. This week's new patron, Skylar.
Thanks, Skylar.
Can't remember if you had your last name on there or not. It would be Willow Lace on Instagram and Agorist Girl on Facebook.
Thank you.
Check her out. Say, hey, what's up? Heard about you on Bones and Tubs podcast.
Thanks for that money.
Yeah. I wrote a little bit of Christmas pud. Oh, you didn't say anything about custom. I hope everybody listened to that. If not, you should go to YouTube and look up Christmas Pud because that shit's jumping.
And I got something for them while they're on YouTube. And 2 parts to this.
Okay.
One, I would like to thank the horde of people that subscribe to us, like we asked on the last episode.
Y'all good. Y'all good people.
And then I would like to reiterate, we still need them sweet subscriptions.
Yeah. Head on over to youtube.com/Bones and Tubs Show. Hit that subscribe button. Click the bell if you want to know everything we're doing.
And then you're going to type in the search bar, Auntie Donna Christmas Pud.
Auntie Donna.
And then watch that video if you haven't yet.
Roll Call is also my favorite.
Yeah, Roll Call is pretty good.
They're tied for number 1 in my mind.
Yeah. Christmas Pud's so good, though, man.
Too much pud.
But, do both of those things. That's not a lot of work. That's like 2 minutes worth of work right there. Maybe less.
So, the rest of the things, we have, we want you to go over to our Instagram, instagram.com/Bones and Tubs. We want you to follow us, see all the tasty meme magic we've been doing. I've been doing a lot this week. What did you think of the cat shooting laser beams in front of an infinite field of macaroni and cheese?
Oh, that was awesome.
I couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
So Instagram.com/Bones and Tubs, Twitter.com@BonesTubs. We're on Venmo @Bones and Tubs. If you want to send us money that way, we would appreciate you. And the same rules apply as our Patreon. Patreon.com/Bones and Tubs.
Yeah.
We'll give you a shout out for $1. We'll give you a $5 shout out and a bumper sticker. $20 we'll get you a shout out, a bumper sticker, and a t-shirt.
There you go.
So that's on Venmo. We're also on PayPal. And we're on Cash App. $ Bones and Tubs.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's all?
That's all I could remember.
Okay. Well, we got all the housekeeping out of the way, and I might as well get my weekly reminder out of the way that Jeffrey Epstein...
What happened? What happened to him?
Jeffrey Epstein was arrested.
Yeah?
Because he was accused of raping girls.
He's already convicted child rapist, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
already convicted, but accused again,
Yeah.
and air quotes killed himself
In a suicide watch.
in a suicide watch in a jail,
Man.
a federal facility, and he had a pantheon of individuals that well-known people that if you typed in their names in Google, I'm sure you would find lots of links on them.
Clinton.
Who were
Prince
a part of his
Andrew.
little clique of people that like to go to his little fuck island.
Hi there, you like to go and fuck some children? Let's
Yeah.
go over to Jeffrey Epstein's island and fuck some children sex slaves.
I mean, I know they're
Very good.
really trying to bury this.
Yeah.
You know, what with the impeachment bullshit and Greta Thunberg.
And I
and-
hope they impeach that motherfucker.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Boogaloo, son.
Yeah. I want to see like if people, I want to see people put their money where their mouth is. You know what I mean on this one, because like they're like, man, if he gets impeached, Uncle.
Yeah.
Oh, are you now?
Really? You're gonna go shoot some police officer?
You
All
gonna
right,
do
right,
it?
you know?
You gonna do it?
Yeah, I doubt it. But we can all hope. I did share something on the story last night about Epstein. In current news, massive attack. The band, I guess. Anybody?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Their concert that they had a giant. It looked like what do they call it in the Gunslinger? It's the tube glass with swamp fire in it. That type of glass that lights up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They had one of those displays behind them on the stage, and it said, "Who killed Epstein?"
Nice.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Shout out Massive Attack. I've never
Yeah.
listened to any of your music, but I'm going to.
Yes.
That's cool.
But yeah, I figured, you got to get that reminder out of the way. I know
Don't-
people are
yeah.
probably getting tired of it at this point,
Or they've
but
forgotten entirely.
I feel like it's something that has to be done. You know what I mean? I mean, I could do other ones. I could be like, hey, just remember that jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams.
There's so many reminders.
Yeah.
You know?
But, I feel like the Epstein one would get the gears turning.
The Vietnam
anyways.
War was started by a false flag attack at the Gulf of Tonkin. Don't forget it.
You've listened to the show before. You know what that's all about.
But if you haven't listened, welcome to the Bones and Tubs podcast.
Yeah. So what's been going on in the news this week?
I wish I could tell you. I've seen a lot of impeachment. We talked about that. They're just pounding forward with it. Not sure why. They had Trump get down-dressed by some sort of representative for directly saying, like, if you impeach me, it will start a civil war. That was cool.
I tell you what, it's good milk is what it is. You know what I mean? It's a good distractor. That's as far as I'm concerned. Like, because like in the grand scheme of things, like from what I've gathered from it, there really isn't like nothing there in the first, like nothing really like crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
It was all about them trying to pay. I wonder if it was like a bait and switch thing where they wanted all the attention. You know how Trump's like the master judo guy.
yeah,
He talks shit about women and then takes all of it and puts it on Rosie O'Donnell, and it just encourages his fan base when people shit on him. So I wonder if his political brain had him think like, well, they're going to call for impeachment. It'll be a massive news story. And then if they look into it, they'll find out Biden's a criminal.
yeah.
I do have a thought on this, brought to my attention by the Polish Nightmare, actually.
Oh, shit.
So
shit.
Shout out
his
Polish
theory
Nightmare.
is that Nancy Pelosi, although being who she is not as dumb as everybody thinks she is. She actually did this on purpose now in order to avoid the Democrats shooting themselves in the foot later during the election. So basically, she's like, let's get this shit out of the way now, so that way.
Yeah.
Nobody's like, oh, those dumb fucking Democrats.
Oh, okay. So she knows it's gonna fail,
Right, yeah. She already knows that nothing's going to happen, right?
but she doesn't want Trump to be able to use this as fodder next
right,
year.
yes,
more or
during
less.
the election, yeah.
So they want
Okay,
they
you
want
know what? That kind
That,
of
it makes sense.
it
for,
makes sense.
They want
Okay.
it to hit that Epstein level where everybody screeches about it and then it just fucking goes away.
So basically,
Yeah.
we'll probably be hearing about this till January,
Right.
and then once January hits and they start doing the primaries, it'll be dead.
Yep.
Wait, though.
You won't hear
Remember-
about it anymore.
Today is what, 10/1, right?
Yeah.
October 1st. And we always have an October surprise.
That's true.
There's always some sort of thing.
Yeah,
Maybe they'll really will impeach it.
Be some shit.
but
That'd be a great
they have
surprise.
Mike Pence as our fucking president.
Yeah.
Ew, he looks like a Muppet.
Yeah.
Well, maybe some. No.
I'm a puppet and I don't like homosexuals.
Or marijuana.
Look at my Christian book.
Conversion therapy works.
Jesus said love everyone unless they're a cocksucking Muslim.
Here's the thing. Like, it makes you wonder. Like, I feel like there's some sort of like incentive, like an angel gets its wings every time a conversion therapist comes out as a homosexual. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it seems to happen quite a lot. Like a guy who's been basically torturing children for the last 20 years comes out that he's gay.
Yeah. There's a really good South Park episode about all that with Butters.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, that's it. I would just
Accountability.
Yeah, Accountability.
Man,
he's like, I like boys. I don't remember exactly how it went, but it was good.
I always like that Joe Rogan stand up where he's like talking about, I think it was Ted Haggerty. He's like, this guy rallied against drugs and homosexuals for most of his career, and then the next thing you know, they find him in a fucking cabin in the woods somewhere. No, they found him somewhere with a gay prostitute and they were just geeked out on meth.
Yeah.
So the church like came out and they issued like, we're sorry for what he did, but we're gonna fix him.
Huh.
And Joe Rogan's like, I bet they fixed that motherfucker the same way my dad fixed me when he caught me smoking cigarettes. They made that motherfucker smoke the whole pack. So he's wearing makeup and his eyes, like his mascara's running.
I remember that. Do you love Jesus?
Yes, I do. And they slap him. Not as much as you love dick, nigga. There's so much editing. And we're already
11 minutes in.
I mean, there's like, who is that? Eddie Murphy too, right?
Oh, yeah.
He always like hates on the gays, and then you find out he's like
exclusively buying some transsexuals.
Yeah,
man, what a hot mess. What would our thing be? You come to find out we're actually like we're running for president, like we're politicians.
Well, I mean, considering how much we rally against pedophiles, I guess that would have to be the one.
I didn't even think about that.
You know what I mean? Like,
man, I'd rather suck a gun.
That, or we were like, we talk shit about the deep state and everything, and then come to find out we're like the president and vice president of the Illuminati. Like, that's what you find out.
Yeah, like, we've been senators for 38 years.
That we're 33rd degree Masons.
Yeah.
Like,
man.
And not porch Masons either.
Yeah, we're actually part of the Society of Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is yet, but apparently it's like the most secret society, so... Send us that shit if you got it.
We're going to find out.
bonesandtubs@gmail.com.
But yeah, man, like...
I'm about to end, just real quick, I'm going to end the live stream. I'm going to upload this to the Instagram TV. We are being shadow banned on Instagram, and one of the ways that they can't shadow ban us is by putting us on IGTV. That's the only way we can get on the Explore page. So I'm going to end this, and we might be right back.
Okay.
And we're back.
But yeah, I mean, it just seems like the whole impeachment thing. I think you're onto something there with the whole. Well, it's a strategy to try to get it out of the way before next year, because the last thing they want is this shit going on during the election next year.
Yeah,
overshadowing the election.
What sort of fuck shit are they gonna have going on though?
Because here's the thing: Democrats have kind of carte blanche to say whatever the fuck they want about it right now, without anybody remembering it by next year.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
There's so much autism that's possible. You know what I mean? Like, even if they get this out of the way now, what's it going to be later? Honestly, I think they're trying. I think it's a two-part thing, and this is like this goes with your theory too. Yeah, I think the first part is they're trying to get out of the way, and the second part is I think they're trying to push Sleepy Joe out of the way.
Well, yeah,
because he's tied to it, so inevitably, no matter what happens, they're going to find some shit out.
Sleepy Joe,
not necessarily something worth removing someone from office for,
right?
But dirty shit that could be used against somebody later.
Who do you think they want? Do you think they want?
Oh, they want Warren.
Damn, she's so goddamn. She's like the female version of Biden.
I'm telling you, they want Warren because here's the thing. Bernie, he's lost all his steam. Right. I mean, he directed the party in the direction that I think someone said something that made sense to me when it came to Bernie a couple days ago. I saw they said where everybody else is just thermometers, which are just reading the temperature. Right. Bernie's the thermostat.
Yeah.
He changed the temperature.
He did, yeah.
Right. And that's what he did. But the thing is, I feel like he's kind of like he's old. So his dick energy's a lot lower than it was 4 years ago.
Would you say that he has low dick energy?
Well, he is a socialist, so yes, in fact, he does have low dick energy in the first place. So now it's the levels we didn't think possible.
Yeah.
But I think he's lost steam simply because, he's an old dude. Like, and nothing against old people, but like, I don't think he has it in him. I think and plus, as far as I'm concerned, he lost his credibility with me a long time ago. Even being a socialist, I feel like there has to be some semblance of notion that they have credibility, because even though I don't agree with them about how to fix things, I believe their heart was in the right place. Right. But he sold out. Yeah. He sold out.
Oh, for sure.
So I got nothing for the guy, honestly. Now, like, and I think that's part of it too, is that he doesn't have what he had last time, because one, everybody who knows anything knows that he sold out and he gave up his fight that he had. The fight that supposedly, that's what people got behind him in the first place is because he was so passionate about this shit. But then they come to find out that he's a shill like the rest of them and he'll take money.
I think it would be great if you gave me about $600,000. I'll shut the fuck up for now. But I'll come back later and then you can just retire me and shoot me in the back of the head.
I mean, I'll take $600,000 to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm going to take it, but then I'm going to get killed because I'm going to start talking again.
But I think
thanks
Warren
for the money.
I think Warren is their mouthpiece, and here's why I think that. One, of all the people in, she has the right amount of experience and the least amount of controversy when it comes to somebody who's been in politics as long as she has.
She's also Native American.
Well, see, that's the thing.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
but here's the thing, though. That whole thing.
Oh, so many memes.
You got to think it from their perspective. If that's the biggest controversy that woman has generated while being in office is mush faking her ethnicity,
right?
Then I think they're okay.
Yeah.
Because here's the
that
thing.
already blew over.
Yeah. Because here's the thing. If that's the only thing they have against her, otherwise, she's the perfect amount of fucking. She first of all, she's mush fake progressive. I mean, she acts like she is, but so she wins the hearts and minds, and she hasn't sold out yet, right?
Yeah.
So she has that aspect, but she's also a team player, and she'll play by the rules that they set forth for her.
That's true. That's very important for them.
I think Warren is. I think she's the one.
She's their $1 million baby.
I think she's their one that they're going to push for. Plus, she lacks all the things that Hillary lacked when it comes to controversy and.
Well, that's it's not hard to lack that shit.
Exactly.
Especially when it comes to Hillary.
Well, not only that, I think the part of the reason Hillary lost in the first place is because even though like Trump generated a lot of hate, Hillary kind of slept through her campaign.
Right.
Like she really she should have been fighting harder. And not only that, she should have been fighting harder in the places that she swore up and down she had. Ohio, Michigan, what was it, Wisconsin, I think, too.
Yeah.
Like 3 states in the Rust Belt that she should have been fighting for. But she thought, I have those states in the bag, so I'm not going to worry about it.
Well, honestly, I don't think she could have won anyway. Because, while Donald Trump does have a lot of hate, I feel like she has a lot more hate, even from people that, are Democrats. But
I mean, after you come to find out that the whole primary system was rigged in her favor in the first place, and all that, I think in the last election they basically said if there was a third candidate called didn't vote would have won.
Oh, massive landslide.
Yeah. So that being said, you never know how things are going to go because you got to think about it. I highly doubt that Trump's base has grown.
No,
but the amount of people that don't like him has probably grown. Ergo,
he still has such massive support, though. It seems like. But
here's the thing, though. You got to think about it. If a lot of these didn't vote, decide to vote this time, he's going to lose. That's all there is to it. Like, and the thing is that Hillary couldn't generate that kind of support behind her, and that's why she lost.
She didn't have she didn't have the juice.
And I can guarantee that Elizabeth Warren, her ass is going to be in Ohio, in Michigan, and Wisconsin, placating to the urban centers to get out there and vote. Man, I can guarantee that she'll be out there doing that.
Oh yeah!
Shout out to my dude Beto O'Rourke. I reread the quote that he gave, where everybody, they left like the quick 4-second clip of him talking about taking away firearms. Yeah. Hell yeah, we're going to take your AR-15, your AK-47.
Yeah.
The most important part of that clip that I just somehow caught on to wasn't the gun grabber comment. It was the fact that he was like, we're going to allow you to keep your guns for hunting and home defense, but if you're talking about a firearm to fight the government, I don't believe in that.
How do you differentiate between those two things then?
Well, he's basically like, you're going against the entire Second Amendment with that statement. Like, you should be against oppressive government, but yet you just came out and you showed your shadow hand.
Because what classifies, here's the thing, like, think about it like this, an AR-15... first of all,
it was developed for spot. It's a modern sporting rifle.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The U.S. military has never used the AR-15 as a service rifle.
Right.
First of all, now
it's a civilian version of the M16, right?
Well, that was the original design. The AR-15 is what the M16 was developed from.
I see.
Yeah, so the AR-15 was the original.
But then you have the 870 shotgun, which that's a military grade weapon, and they don't seem to give a fuck.
It's a shotgun.
I mean, they're still using the 870 in the military.
Right.
It's a fucking great shotgun.
Yeah, well, amazing shotgun.
Shout out 870 that sits in the closet by my front door, you know?
I mean, think about it. Your great-grandfather was rocking that motherfucker. He was blowing fucking... he's blowing fucking Korean people's heads off with that thing.
Yeah. Fucking meat core, you know? Using that shit like a can opener on those helmets.
I mean, they were... You Koreans, Vietnamese, fucking... People in the Middle East, they've all had tasted the Ace 870, and nobody seems to give a fuck that that's something you could readily buy. You could buy that, you know, anywhere virtually.
It's cheap too.
Yeah,
it's super cheap.
Yeah,
the amount of customization's crazy.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff.
Did you do anything to yours as far as custom?
No, it's just stock right now. It's one of those youth ones. It was cheap. I was like, get one of them there.
Fuck yeah! I got a little heat shield.
Yeah.
I had a side rail for some rounds.
I need to get one of the ones with the bayonet lug on it and all that shit. Yeah.
I stab you with my shotgun.
And then pull the trigger.
Can't believe he shot a scatter rifle in a room full of innocent people. He has forgotten the face of his father and should be sent west.
But yeah, man, I just don't... That whole Beowulf thing, I don't see him go. He ain't going nowhere.
He's such a fucking cuck.
He says that shit because he knows that there are some people out there that legitimately believe what he says.
For sure.
But I would say he is in the minority when it comes to that. Even on the left side of things, I highly doubt they're on that buyback shit.
Yeah.
Like most of them, from what I hear from people who lean that side, the thing they seem to want the most, it's not confiscation. It's not even an assault weapons ban. It's more comprehensive background checks. That's what they're all about.
I wish they did.
And they're about the red flag laws, which I'm not about.
Not at all. I wish they do a buyback, though. I saw a sweet meme the other day where, I forget what state it was, they had a buyback. And
Is it the kid?
I don't know.
Was it the kid? Okay,
that
keep
was
going.
like East Coast state, I believe. Right?
The guy, he went and, like, he made an apparatus that shoots shotgun shells.
Yeah.
It said, like, gun buyback, no questions asked, $200 a firearm, some shit like that.
Yeah.
And he took in, like, 4-wrench fucking, like, little handheld 12-gauge shooters. And they're like, I'll take my money.
It costs like $8 to make one.
Yeah, you made them in your garage on your bench.
Somewhere I have the 3D printer plans for that 3D printed gun that somebody made. I have them somewhere on some drive before the ATF made them take it down.
Nice. So it's safe.
Yeah, right.
Send it to us. We'll post it.
I have to find it. It's on one of my external drives.
We shared a CNC machine. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right.
CNC, yes. Computer something.
Computer something witchcraft.
Yes.
it's like a $2,000 piece of equipment, and it basically just generates firearms out of it.
Yeah. I mean,
we need to send those to Hong Kong for real.
Shout
out Hong Kong. You know, hope our stuff comes in.
Speaking of Hong Kong, it's funny you mentioned Hong Kong. I want to talk about that some more. Apparently...
Is it in the news?
Yes. On Drudge, Hong Kong turns war zone, protester shot.
Bruh.
Video.
Oh, yeah.
Bruh. Tell me that's a red link.
Using,
it's definitely a red link. It's the top link.
Good Christ. Is it a big one? A big fat one?
Oh, yeah. On Drudge, like usually that big old thick fat one on the top.
One. But is it throbbing?
It feels like it's throbbing. That red color.
I touched the screen and it's like kind of throbbing.
Yeah, it's got that like kind of bright red fucking blood color to it.
Yeah.
And you see the cop fucking...
Look at him, he's all angry.
He's like this.
Yeah.
Fucking getting ready to deuce dude. Like,
hey man, fuck freedom, right?
Hey, if you feel a certain way about Hong Kong, I say I don't know how to get weapons in their hands, but I feel like that's something that needs to happen.
What's a friendly location that's nearby? Oh, that is big and fat.
Yeah.
Big
red
fat
and
link.
juicy.
What's a friendly? Is there a friendly area in the vicinity of Hong Kong? I'm not really sure the geography.
I mean, no, they're like surrounded by China.
Okay, so never mind. I was gonna say we could go back in time to the what's that thing? You put the plague blankets in and launch them over the wall.
Oh, you like bio warfare? Like
well, instead of using bio warfare, we would just load it with guns.
Oh, okay, and catapult them
and ammunition.
Yeah. Well,
there's actually a video of it.
Take your freedom. See, this is what's funny to me. Like, we went to Iraq, right?
Yeah.
And Afghanistan because we wanted their oil and precious minerals and some would say occulted artifacts, but whatever.
Yeah.
We tried to train these people with our taxpayer dollars to fight for their own country, but every time they got into a skirmish, they just dropped their guns and ran away.
Yeah.
I feel like if we offered the same training to Hong Kong, they would be a force not to be fucked with.
Yeah.
They want that freedom.
Well, you gotta think of, they'd be like the Israel of the East if, we took all that money that we give to Israel and then gave it to Hong Kong instead.
Could you imagine tiny hats in 2 locations, though?
3.5. Well, I don't want them in 2. I mean, like...
I'm just saying. It's Israel.
Well, Do Hong Kong people wear tiny hats?
Due to a contractual obligation, I have to mention at least once in an episode.
Okay. So
got it out of the way.
I would say, take that money that we give to, I'd say Afghanistan and Israel are our top two benefactors, right? Mm-hmm. Or not benefactors, benefactees? Is that a word?
It is now.
They're the purple that get our money, right?
Purple.
The purple.
They're the purple to get our money.
There's the video.
Let me see this.
Stay off the grass and shit. I don't know why purple made me think of that, but it definitely made me think stay off the grass. #Shayway.
Shit.
Right?
Shoot him.
Yeah.
Fucking, that's not even... I thought it was a little pistol. That's a bit of a hog leg there.
Yeah, he pulled out his revolver and is like, pow!
Yeah.
Is it comparable to a Tiananmen Square guy getting crushed by a tank?
No, not at all.
No. That guy never got crushed by a tank anyways.
Well, not in this reality.
Yeah.
The one that I came up in, he did.
Okay.
In the Mandela effect reality.
That's just been fucking with me here lately, man.
Oh, there was one. Fuck, what was it? There was a Mandela effect thing the other day. Oh, fucking Stacy Keach,
So
the actor. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He's got a hair lip. I could have swore that motherfucker died back in like 2010. And then the other day I saw a trailer for a movie and he's in it. And I was like, what the fuck?
We're bringing people back to life.
And there was another one too, Adrian Barbeau. I thought Adrian Barbeau died of cancer back in like 2014, 2015.
What about Bob Barker? Did that shit fuck you up?
No, see, that didn't fuck me up because I never remember Bob Barker dying.
I thought he
Bob
died.
Barker didn't die.
I thought he died the year we graduated.
No, man.
No, dude, he was still on Price is Right.
He was on Price is Right till like fucking, 2010?
At very least, there's something going on where they're fucking with somebody's brain because that fucked me up.
Listen, Stacy Keach and Adrian Barbeau, I thought both of them were dead. And then I saw a preview for something at Adrian Barbeau's and I was like, what the fuck? Like, and then Stacy Keach too.
Yeah. Bob Barker's in his like 90s now, I think.
Price is wrong, bitch.
Yeah.
But
They did a documentary actually about The Price is Right that's on Netflix, I'm pretty sure.
Was that's not, never mind. I'm thinking of a different show.
It's about how they used to use the same prizes over and over, and there's one dude that memorized all the prices for all the prizes, and he was like shouting them out like all right. He's like, that's the price.
Get him out of here.
No, actually, they're like, that's cool. They never picked him though.
Well, it's like that guy who went on Press Your Luck and did the same thing. Like, you ever see Press Your Luck before?
I've never seen that.
I think they came out with a new version of it. Basically, the premise is you have 3 contestants. You answer questions, and you get points for each question you answer. And then for every right answer you get a spin on this little wheel thing, right? And there's prizes on the wheel, but there's also whammies.
Whammy.
Right? So they say, big money, no whammy, stop! And they push the button and it stops, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this dude back in the 80s, he watched the shit out of Press Your Luck, and he figured out that there was a pattern. Like because it seemed like a random, like the lights would go onto a random box, right?
Right.
But in reality, it wasn't random.
Well, no,
it was a computer. It was a computer
it can't
pattern
be random because it's a computer algorithm.
Yeah.
So there's no such thing as random.
So he figured out what the pattern was, and then went on the show and fucking cleaned house.
Man.
I bet.
That's like the real world equivalent of counting cards, except you fucking like. Even counting cards, you have to lose a couple hands to like figure out how to win. But like this dude fucking got it right off the rip.
We have people that pay attention to this shit, but nobody can tell me what year the Federal Reserve was founded. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing?
Hey, dude just wanted money. I'm not mad at him.
I get it, but god damn. Like, money, I'm sorry.
Money
is dead.
Let us know, Bones. What year was the Federal Reserve founded?
The Federal Reserve Act, I believe, was 1913. It was passed during Christmas, while most of the Congress and Senate who weren't on the take were away with family.
I thought it was 1912.
I don't know.
Well,
I'm in the, I'm in there.
Roundabouts that ballpark.
See, because 1912, I thought was when they enacted the Federal Reserve, and then in 1913,
can we Google it?
Yeah,
Federal Reserve Act.
Excuse me.
Because 1913 was the year that they initiated the 16th Amendment.
I've been telling these gas station attendants all wrong when they ask me for my age as I go to buy tobacco. So I'll be like 12, 25, 1913.
You might be right.
I hope I'm right, because I hate for them to look it up and be like, this guy's a fucking idiot.
Right.
It's a very big market.
You're right, it was 1913.
Thank God.
I'm sorry.
Good looking out there,
don't be
Brock.
sorry. You don't want to know how stressed out I was that I've been lying to these gas station attendants all this time.
I'm sure they were getting right on the internet and looking that shit up too, though.
Listen,
so.
It just matters that one person did it. It doesn't matter that they all do it. Most of them are just gas station attendants, but sometimes you get those ones that are like a nurse, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they get like caught drunk driving right?
Yeah.
And then they touch the cop's arm. And like they're trying to talk to him, like, please don't do this. Like, it's very important, please. And the cop charges them with felonious assault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I'm out for, you know? I'm trying to get them woke.
Yeah. I think that is way too specific of a story to just be random.
Yeah, well, I was also going to say, it was like on 63.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like at a Shell station.
At a Shell station.
She normally works like first shift.
Listen, yeah, shout out to the gas station attendant that he's talking about.
That's
I know
the
exactly
one with the Popeyes, right? The Popeyes right next to it.
Oh, no longer has the Popeyes.
Used to have a Popeye. Now they have a whole fucking Popeyes that's right next to Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh yeah, I forgot they did build.
Shout out capitalism, you know?
Yeah.
Popeyes is delicious.
How many of those stories do you have in communist China? 0.
Yeah.
Eat a dick. Anyway, sorry. I had to take the wheel for a minute.
No, I understand. Maybe she's listening. You never know, and then she'd be like,
there is a new listener,
Uh-huh.
and this one excites me because I see this chick probably once a week.
Yeah.
Shout out girl at the post office.
Oh, okay.
Because I just sent out the shirt to the Condor,
The Condor,
not Theo,
Yeah.
and send us a picture of it. You know, when you're wearing it, no homo. We'll put it together in our little thing. But she's looking at the shirt because I was wearing it, and she saw the return address because I'm a terrible adult, basically.
Yeah.
We don't have a P.O. box yet. So the return address is just the Bones and Tubs podcast.
Yeah.
And she's like, what's your podcast about? I was like, it's about a lot of stuff. She's like, I'm going to check it out. I love podcasts. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you check out that podcast.
Yeah.
It's a lot of dick jokes. Hope you're cool with that. She's like, I love dick jokes. I was like, you're going to love our podcast.
Speaking of new listeners, I was informed that we'll just say the one and remain genderless found your podcast by happenstance, just stumbled upon it, and I just fucked that up.
What we get it though,
right?
know?
Yeah.
Is she enjoying it?
I don't know. I'll have to ask her if she keeps listening to it or not.
Probably,
because I'm not sure.
Because I gave everybody a meme, like a NASA, the meme of the cats. Like NASA scientists, not a space agency. They came together and put down a visual representation of what it feels like to watch listen to the Bones and Tubs podcast, and it's a cat shooting laser beams upon a city. With floating tacos with faces and like various breakfast foods floating in the air, and it's surrounded by an infinite field of mac and cheese.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
So that's how. She has to love it because that's what NASA came up with.
Exactly. Speaking of NASA, you can watch the ISS live on an app on your phone.
I can hear him right now.
Yep.
Can you hear him screaming? Space is fake.
I'm pretty sure that no one can hear you scream in space.
There's a video of a bee in one of the ISS videos.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're like, how did a bee get in there? Because it wasn't even inside of it. It was like they were looking out on the Earth, and there was partial, solar panels or whatever the fuck it was. There's a fucking bumblebee just like flying around. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, man? This is the worst green screen I've ever seen in my life.
They say bumblebees defy logic anyway. Well, so maybe there are bumblebees in space.
Our original podcast, Underbelly, the moon hornets, it would make a lot of sense that the honeybees protect a barrier around.
I want to see a video from the ISS where you see an astronaut, he's out on the outside and he's in a suit. And he's using a broom to try to push a hornet's nest off of the solar panel.
These fucking hornets, though.
God damn it,
man! Fuck space bees, though.
Seriously. Yeah,
they might be on the night side. I don't know. Let's see.
They're getting blasted by fucking gamma rays and all sorts of shit.
They're doing push-ups, smoking cigarettes.
That's actually how they fly. They emit gamma radiation, and that's sends them off the ground.
That makes sense.
Yeah, right.
Science,
exactly.
We put liquid paper on a bee, and it died.
They're not even showing that crap.
It's funny that you mentioned bees, too. Just a little FYI. Some international organization just named bees the most important sentient life form on the planet.
It's weird, right? It's not like they pollinate 30% of our food.
Our International Space Station right now.
Oh, shit.
It's an airplane on the ground. This is live from the International Space Station.
Can somebody tell me, and I'm one of those cheeky boys. If you're new to the podcast, I'm not being serious. I'm just being cheeky. But explain to me why, with the advent of technology, we don't have a video of a fucking GoPro looking out a window or anything of a shuttle leaving or entering Earth's atmosphere. Why don't we have that? I think it would shut up a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, probably shut us up.
Talking about like a GoPro from from inside, or
you think NASA could get, maybe SpaceX could get together like $400 and just buy a used GoPro and strap it down with, science, and have it just look out the window, because all the launch videos you see, they're just going up, and the horizon.
Huh. Well,
that's the most fucked up argument I've heard from that crowd.
I suppose. Well, allegedly you can see the space station from Earth, right?
Right.
You can see it zip by, and if you had something that could track it fast enough, because I've looked up and seen it allegedly. The thing that's up there that's supposed to be it.
Yeah.
I've never looked at it through a telescope because you could never keep the telescope on it because it moves too quickly.
If you had a telescope, it would just be somebody doing this.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, as I say, we're just talking about
that.
We're talking. What you're seeing is the dark eye of Cthulhu mapping across the cosmic sky.
In his bleak house, Cthulhu
waiting for a crack in the firmament so he can break through and rule Earth again. Yes.
So I don't know. We're all over the place, and I'm fine with it because that's what we do. It's our bread and butter. But who was I talking to? Somebody at the factory the other day.
Oh, okay.
With Reisner, chatting him up, and I was trying to break his brain, right? Yeah. So I started hitting him with Bible quotes because he's a religious individual. Yeah. Like myself, I grew up Southern Baptist. Mm-hmm. So I started hitting him with Bible quotes, and all the Bible quotes I was hitting him with aren't real. Like, they're ones that are believed, but they actually aren't in there. And then I would point out, like, that's not in the Bible, dude. Yeah. And he's like, no, it's totally in there. Like, I wrote it before. No, you didn't. So we reached up and grabbed it, and I'm going through Genesis, like, that's my thing, Yeah. And it talks about the firmament to separate the groundwater from the sky water. Yeah. And it fucked me up. Here I am trying to, like, he didn't believe that in Genesis it says, we shall make man in our image. Yeah. So I pointed that out, but I inadvertently fucked myself up because I had not read the firmament quote properly before, and it hit me.
Well, yeah, in there it says it separated like you said, the groundwater from the sky water.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know. I'm not a flat earther. I'm not. No. If I found out it was true, I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm also not on that band camp. Like, it's not me.
No.
I listen to so many of those documentaries. I'm just like, man, these guys are just on some dumb shit.
Those guys ride Eric DeBase's dick like it's the horn of freedom.
Like, here's the thing. Like, I think what inevitably happens when it comes to, like, flat earthers and stuff like that is, like, it's like you have to reach a certain point where you realize that what they tell us and what they're telling us, it's part of a narrative and it's mostly lies.
Right, for sure.
But the thing is, they take it to its extreme. So they're like, well, if they're lying about this, that means they got to be lying about all this other shit, too. And it's like...
I think we talked about that in our Flat Earth episode we did, but it's like, that's it. I get it. It's a natural reaction. Yeah. I went there, It's like you hit a certain point where everything's a fucking lie. Everything I've ever known is a lie, so this must be a lie as well.
Take Hotep's, for example, right? Okay. Like, there is validity in a lot of things they say, right? Yeah. But the thing is that it gets to the point with them where they finally decide that, like, every single thing, every aspect of society is ingrained with what they're talking about. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah. And I don't think that's necessarily true. And it kind of poisons them. And I think, like, and that's the thing, like, learning about this shit and conspiracies and shit is poison. Yeah. You just got to learn to take the right amount of poison.
I want to use one of my favorite movies to quote this, but I've been taking ibogaine powder every day for years to build up a tolerance to it. Can you name the movie?
Is it Princess Bride?
God damn right it is. Yeah. Good job. I'm going to insert clapping and laughter right here. That's where we're at. We're right now. We're still won't.
Speaking of which, just to let everybody know, just like the rest of humanity, no, we don't want a Princess Bride reboot. Please don't fucking stop. Please don't.
You know what they need to do? They need to have the people that made the fucking Gunslinger movie. They need to have them make Princess Bride remake. Yeah. Because don't even get me started.
You know what? I need my 2 hours of hate. So go ahead and make it. Listen, see what happens.
Fuck that, man. Yeah. I'm going back through the Gunslinger right now. I'm in book 3.
Speaking of movies, is anybody going to go see the new Joker when it comes out?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to try to go get shot up by an incel. Oh, okay. Because that was a news story, too, that we should talk about.
Oh, they're screeching. I feel like they're kind of predictive programming this shit. I think something bad's going to happen because they've been talking about, like, there being a possibility of being a shooting at this Joker movie.
They're just fucking pouring it on. Yeah. About an incel shooting it up. You know, they want it to happen. Why do they pick these things?
Well, I mean,
why the Joker?
Batman.
Well, first of all, I mean, they are saying that this movie is basically it's a movie about an incel.
Yes.
So
give me a break. It's Joker. We've had him around for. I'm 32.
Well, see, the thing is, here's what I'm going to say, and I'm not trying to conflate this whole Joker movie thing, but here's the thing. From what I've gathered from this movie already, from what the critics have said and everything else, it's more than just a superhero movie. Mm-hmm. They're making a commentary about...
It's kind of like a prequel of a villain's upbringing.
Well, not like that, yeah.
How he became who he is, right?
But it's supposedly like a very intense commentary of society right now. And because like say before, hypothetically, you look at other Jokers... Red Dish is a Joker. To make Joker, he fell into a vat of poison.
Right, yeah, Jack Nicholson.
Yeah,
or I forget which Batman movie that was, but
or you have like other ones, like you have Heath Ledger's, he just loves chaos, right?
Right, yeah.
This one is, and that's what created him. This one is a person who obviously has problems, is thrown into today's society, and that's what made him what he is.
Right.
It's not it's not really anything outside of just that. It's two simple things. One man and civilization right now.
I haven't seen any trailers now that I think about it.
Oh, man, you
not
gotta
that
watch
I can
the
remember,
trailer.
yeah. We're going to fix that after this.
I kind of feel like you need mirrors, right?
Yeah.
You need a mirror on society. And it's like, I forget what video we were talking about, maybe within the last week we talked about it, but it was something that was going around on YouTube and we were conversing about it. But they're talking about, I think it was a Gary Vee. Hot Ones, and we were talking on the phone about how his take on Facebook, and everybody wants to talk about Facebook being the devil and all this, and Zuckerberg having too much power, and Gary Vee was like, no, like Facebook is not good or bad, it's a mirror.
Yeah,
whatever you see in it is what you are.
But I feel like here's the thing: it's a mirror, but it's not a pure straight mirror where it gives you the image. It's like you remember those magnifying mirrors? You ever seen one of those? Women use for their makeup.
Yeah,
it's some shit like that. Like. It distorts... Here's the thing. It may not be inherently good or evil, but it distorts reality as it is. And therein lies the problem with it.
It's pee time. Be right back.
Okay. Is we have something that distorts what it is.
Yeah, right. It's like if you look at it from too far away, you see it upside down.
Exactly.
Stuff like that, yeah.
And I think it elicits emotions and... it elicits two emotions in every single person that engages in it. I think it elicits envy for other people's lives.
Yeah.
And I think it elicits narcissism in your own life.
Yeah. We're talking about Facebook, right? Just
Facebook in general, but let's just...
social media.
Social media. Let's just say Facebook. We're talking about Facebook, Instagram.
Right.
I don't know if I want to put Twitter into that too. I think Twitter is more... For some reason, people think they could just let all the mental diarrhea that they have flow out of them onto the page. And you know what? As far as I'm concerned, that's okay because it kind of people are instead of trying to produce enough rope to hang somebody, people are making their own rope all on their own without anybody's help.
There's also, speaking of, we brought up that other South Park episode. There's another good South Park episode about that. Twitter. It has Alec Baldwin.
Oh, is that the one where they had
they had the thing, and Cartman's just thinking things, and it just automatically tweets it out, whatever you think, and it broadcasts it.
And that exactly
says his thoughts. It's like
everybody's mental diarrhea.
Yeah.
So in a way, here's the thing: if we're looking at the levels of depravity here, right? Okay, when you talk to someone one-on-one and in person, you're getting a mixture of the good and the bad, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay,
because they have
it's untainted, it's unfiltered humanity, right?
Right.
Add Facebook with Facebook, it's more like you're filtering out all the bad, so all you're getting is the good, right?
Right, because most of the time they have their friends on there and they don't want to.
So you're getting the best of a person, right?
Yeah.
But that in itself, too much good causes problems.
Yeah.
And then you take Twitter, which, as far as I'm concerned, is all the worst of a person.
Oh yeah.
So you're filtering out most of the good and just having all the bad because you know what? People don't what's running through your mind on the daily basis. There's some, I'll admit, I think of some fucked up shit every goddamn day. But you know what? I don't fucking spill it out of my mouth. I don't put it on social media.
No kidding.
Because the thing is I understand that you need a filter.
Yeah.
And that's how I kind of react with social media is I react with social media the same way, like, I would want someone who sees me on social media to think of me as the same person on there as in person. Yeah. So I'm not deceiving anybody. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But, and the thing is, like, so you're right. It's not good or bad. It's it's what we put into it, right?
It's also whether or not what we believe. It's like the full Johari window, right? Yeah. It's every aspect. You know, you put forward the best part of you. That's what you think everybody sees that. Yeah. But you also, everything together is everything that people don't see. Yeah. So all the shitty stuff that people call it hell and all this fucking crazy shit, like it's real. Yeah. But anyway, the Joker, I feel like it's necessarily, since when could we not have movies or like media that came out and was honest about the current state of affairs?
Exactly. You know what? Like, I'm all for some milk every once in a while, but I think this movie might be a little bit more than that.
Oh, yeah.
I think, like I said, it might be the first, like, it might be I'm not saying it is because I haven't seen it yet, but I have a feeling this might be the new high watermark for superhero movies, simply because it transcends it's not milk and it's not just entertainment. It's something of substance.
Extra.
That allows us to, like, you know, kind of self-examine what we are.
Well, it's like if we don't get everybody to look at themselves and see where they're headed, like, we're fucked. Yeah. In a bad way.
And, it's just, I can't wait to see it.
When's it come out?
I think the 4th. Comes out this week.
Oh, shit.
Does it?
Yeah.
How was the new It? You watched that, right?
Yeah. Here's the thing. I don't know. We didn't talk about it on the show, did we? This is. Let me go ahead and nerd out for a minute here.
Please do, because I love that fucking book and the old movie.
Okay. Yes. Here's the thing, and this goes for the old movie too. Cosmic horror, which is what it falls into. Yeah. Because we're talking about something that's beyond our comprehension. Right. Is very hard to put on a screen. Yeah. And it doesn't translate well a lot of the times, right? I mean, there's been those instances where it does, but the more the more crazier it gets with its ability to, like, elicit fear and everything, the harder it is to translate.
All they had to do with that, though, right, was explain, like, the gunslinger part. These creatures, they pre-exist man.
It is the fourth, by the way.
They were created and put in, what do they call it, the Prim?
Yeah, the Prim.
Like the in-between universe?
Yeah, let me go one more level deeper into the Toadash.
I'm taking you to the fucking ground of Toadash.
I'm about, you need to put some chimes in here because we're about to go into the Toadash chimes.
I have to find some obnoxious chimes that make me sick.
So all these books, everything Stephen King does, it all ties into one universe, right?
Yes, so basically this is how it breaks down. Before existence as we know it,
right,
there was the Prim. Yeah. That's what it's just, I assume it's short for primitive, right? Yeah, right. Now, eventually, the Prim receded. Mm-hmm. And when the Prim receded, existence started. And at the center of this existence was the Dark Tower. It's the nexus of all worlds, right? Right. And from it came all the different versions of a world that ride along the beams of the tower, right?
Mm-hmm. Hold on. Just real quick. No spoilers. Mm-hmm. Just saying.
I've gotten this far into the book. So.
Okay. So
I know what you're
don't worry. I'm not going to spoil anything. Don't worry about that.
We have an active listener that's getting into it.
Okay. So, and see, the Prim still exists, but it exists outside of our existence, right? Right. But sometimes things from the Prim slip through. Yeah. Right. Right. It is one of them.
Now, how does it slip through? There's
thinnies.
Okay, so it's from the gunslingers. Yeah. Like, so to say, you look at side by side, right? You've got the gunslinger universe, you've got Stephen King's It universe. Mm-hmm. A thinny happened in the Stephen King universe, and that brought out
It.
Fuck my life.
Yeah. So
right. No
okay, because here's the thing. Crazy. So the creatures that manage to come out of the thinnies tend to be the more powerful ones, right? Yeah. And they all tend to have the same thing going on with them, whether it be It, Bob Gray, Pennywise the Dancing Clown, whatever you want to call him, right? Dandylo, which that doesn't give anything away, no, or the Master Vampire from Salem's Lot.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Here's the thing: those creatures, like even the vampire, they don't necessarily they're not sustained off of our flesh or our blood, right? They're sustained off of our fear. Or they're sustained off of some other aspect of humanity, right? Some energy of some kind. That's how they get their energy. Now, their offspring, like in the case for Salem's Lot and the Master Vampire and that, his children, the ones he creates,
my children,
they feast off of blood. Right. And they feast off of the flesh, right? But otherwise, they don't, like they don't do what he does, right?
Right.
And so back to it. Now that we've got that out of the way, okay.
It's such a complex thing, though.
Exactly. So you have this thing, right?
Yeah.
That came from the Prim.
Right.
It landed in this spot in Maine. And it more or less, like, you got to think of it, it's almost something that can't, it's like the Sarlacc pit in Star Wars.
Right.
It really can't move around and do all sorts of shit. It's kind of just stuck there. But that's its leaching point. That's where it feeds, right?
Right, yeah.
Dairy.
Yeah. And it takes on any form it wants.
Was that in Maine?
Yeah, it's in Maine.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
It's a real place, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. It's a place that he grew up or he spent some time in.
Yeah.
Okay. So this thing exists in this place. That's the only place it can exist, right? But it feeds off of the people that live in there in some way or another. Whether he feasts on their flesh or he feasts on fear. He said, I think they say fear is like the salt, and that's why he feeds off of children, because children. It's weird that this is like we've talked about this before with adrenochrome. Children their fears are easier to manifest than adult fears. It's the purest form of fear.
Because you don't have all the other filters at which to run it through.
And this is why cosmic horror is hard to do, because trying to express that he's not a clown, he's not the Wolfman or the Mummy or the creature from the Black Lagoon that he becomes.
Only what your puny mind
exactly.
comprehend.
We can't comprehend him in his true form. He's just the deadlights, right?
Right. You'd have to have somebody in the movie actually sit down and explain exactly what it was.
Yeah.
You'd have to.
But
then you'd have to have a character
Which
that
they
knew
tried
what it
to
was.
explain it, but it's still one of those things where it's like it's hard to
Right,
convey.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Even if you just look outside, like it would take a true fan of Stephen King to make that movie right.
And here's the other problem with it. They did not include Mantuan in the whole thing. Now, anybody out there doesn't know, Mantuan.
They didn't in either one, right? Or the book.
No, Mantuan is in the book. They did
In it.
in the book. They talk about Mantuan.
Do they really?
Mantuan's the one that gives them the ritual of Chud.
I need to reread it.
Yeah,
Chud reminds me of Christmas.
they do they go into I think they take illicit drugs or something, and they go into a state and they find out that Mantuan the turtle is what our world sits upon.
Once I finish the Gunslinger, I'm going back into it.
And because that's how they figure out the ritual of Chud and how to get rid of it. Because here's the thing,
fucking crazy.
So so Mantuan, you got to think of it like it is like a flea on Mantuan's back, right?
Right.
He can't get rid of it himself. It's so inconsequential, but he knows it's causing terror on his plane, right?
Right.
So he can't affect, even though effectively he's infinitely more powerful than it is.
Right.
He cannot get rid of it himself.
Right.
It's too minuscule for him to try to get.
I can't reach it with
Right.
my
Okay.
It's like trying to pick up something microscopic with a pair of tweezers that were made for bigger purposes.
Exactly.
Right.
So Mantuan calls out to those kids.
Listen.
And gives them the ritual of Chud.
How far into the book is it, you think?
Oh, it's pretty far. I've started rereading it again, and I'm not even a third of the way through it yet. And I haven't gotten to Mantuan or anything.
God damn.
Now, they have talked about they talked about the beam to an extent. They mentioned it. The beam,
fuck up,
listen,
man.
the beam was mentioned.
God damn it.
I was reading it the other day, and I was like, I had to read it twice. I was like, wait a minute, they just mentioned the beam. I was like,
what the
go fuck
fuck,
yourself.
So I know that he started the Dark Tower in like the
70s, like early 80s.
It was like
yeah.
it was like one of the
70s.
first ones
Yeah.
he wrote. Yeah. So
It took him.
when was it written?
84, I believe.
So
He's a fucking witch, man. Let me
no.
tell you something.
Okay,
and
so
cocaine and cigarettes will do
like
wonders.
Cocaine,
Listen,
cigarettes, fucking.
but
I don't even. Everything.
let me
Yeah.
nerd out just
Alcohol,
a
shit.
little bit more here. Okay, so
Listen.
he mentioned.
Hold on.
Okay,
Let me super zoom on your face. Go.
so okay, he mentions Mantuan the turtle, right?
Yeah.
And he talks about how he gets these kids to be able to fucking get rid of it, right? And he sings the song, right? Okay, right?
Why
And
do I
it's-
not remember any of
and
this shit?
I don't. Oh, spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Oh shit! Hold
Okay.
on. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna cover
Okay.
my ears because I haven't heard. I
Yeah.
haven't read any of these. Books,
Okay, so the same song that Mantuan sings to those children, he sings to Stephen King himself
Shut
to
the-
tell
Nah.
them, yes,
God damn
yes,
it, man.
okay. That's how, and that's how Stephen King in The Dark Tower explains how he knows all this, because the turtle sang it to him, and he can hear the turtle's song. Blow the back of your fucking brain out
Listen,
on that
man.
one.
What book?
Let's-
So you're talking about the Dark Tower?
Yeah.
What book
Let's
was
go.
that in?
Oh, you don't find that out till like fifth, sixth book.
Fucking spoiler alert.
Like the fourth or
Yeah.
fifth one.
But that doesn't really give anything away.
No,
though.
I know.
You just know that Stephen King plants himself inside the Dark Tower series.
It's so fucking crazy to me.
So, and that's the thing. So, can I blow your mind just a little bit more? So, if the
Should I zoom in, or are we good at
No, you're good.
profile?
You're good. So, if the Dark Tower came to him through the Song of the Turtle, inevitably, because it ties all of his other universes together, all of his other stories that he's ever written came from the turtle as well.
Every one of them?
Every one of them.
Not just the ones with the rose.
No.
All right, hold on. I got to take the wheel for a minute. I'm going to do a face-to-face on this Instagram live.
Okay.
I would like to give everybody the fucking urge right now to go on Amazon and buy the fucking Gunslinger series. Don't just buy the first book. Unless you're strapped, then just buy the first book.
Yeah.
Unless you are, or if you're not into reading, you can always get them on Audible, which is the way I've been listening to.
Yeah, Audible's a great tool as
yes.
well.
Hold on,
They're
stop. I had to edit that word out the last one.
Oh, Audible?
We're not getting paid.
That's true. The service
type of service that gives you books that are read by professional readers.
that may or may not be included with your subscription to. Can we say that word?
Yeah,
to Amazon.
Bezos is everywhere.
Yes, they are purchasable on Amazon. The audiobooks.
Bezos really is the Dark Tower. At this
He is.
point. He's the embodiment of the tower on this plane.
I think he's the king though. Sorry, hold on.
No, so he's the embodiment of the Crimson King. Okay, I can get that. Yeah.
I wish I had a knife to carve the eye into my forehead right now. But anyway, go to Amazon or wherever it is you buy your books. Preferably shop local because, support your neighbors. But buy The Gunslinger, read it, then buy the next book, which would be
Drawing of Three.
Third book,
The Wastelands.
Fourth book,
Wizard and Glass.
one of my
the
favorites.
best one as far as I'm concerned.
Fuck yeah.
And then it's the Wolves of Kala, right?
Wolves of Kala, Song of Susanna, the Dark Tower.
Listen, buy all those books, read them, and then if you can't handle it, I've got a certain level of autism where I read all 7 or 8 books, and then I had to immediately go back to the first one.
My second favorite book in the series, if we forgot it, it's part of the series, but it's not. It's like a companion book. Wind Through the Keyhole.
Oh my god!
My god! Wind Through the Keyhole.
How do you write?
It just gave me chills talking about Wind Through the Keyhole. I fucking love that.
How
book,
do you
man.
write all that shit over decades? Right? You tie it in. Listen, every single book that Stephen King has ever written. I won't even go there. Every book that Stephen King has written, if you look in it's like the front page, right?
It's on the spine.
Okay.
If there's a rose on the page, there's a rose on the spine.
If there's a rose on the spine of the book, it has something to do with the Gunslinger universe.
Yes. Which inevitably, though, all of his stories are connected to the Gunslinger universe.
Right. So,
but the ones with the rose have a direct connection with it.
Here's my story. I read all of them, all the way through. I immediately went back and I was like, I have to read the first one again.
Yeah.
Because, and Battle Bun, she said that she didn't have the same problem that you and I had with the first book.
Yeah.
A lot of people say the first book it's
hard to get through.
It's dry, it's hard to get through.
Except the last quarter of the book. Let's say the last third of the book.
Right.
It starts to like really pick up and you're like, oh fuck.
Super good.
Yeah.
But to go back through it again after you've read it, Jesus fucking wept.
Yeah.
And apparently all of Stephen King's books, because I'm just learning shit now about the book It.
Yeah.
God damn.
So, okay, yeah, so back to the original thing, the whole cosmic horror thing. Us nerding out right now for the last, 12 minutes.
We had to do
that. That is why it's hard to express cosmic horror in a movie. And thus is why, though Chapter 1 and I like Chapter 1 better, but Chapter 2 was good, but it's hard to convey what they're talking about, especially since they take Mantuan out of the picture, right?
Yeah.
Which then I think people have been scratching their heads because what's this fucking shit about a turtle and shit, man? I don't understand.
Yeah. But they don't have to paint the whole story.
Now,
but they could be they could explain the Prim.
Yeah. Now, that's not necessarily saying that cosmic horror can't be done.
Right.
I'll take an example. I just reread The Hellbound Heart. Clive Barker, which is what Hellraiser's based off of. Which, by the way, probably one of the best adaptations from book to film I've ever seen in my life. But Clive Barker also had in-depth, he was in that movie. When
did he write that?
Oh, it had to be early 80s somewhere.
And did he only write horror?
Clive Barker, horror fantasy.
Okay.
Yeah, Weave World is really good if you like the Gunslinger stuff.
I need to read all that.
Weave World's really good. So, But like that's cosmic horror, and it works.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it a lot of the reason why that it works is because the person who wrote the original stuff was actively involved with its adaptation.
Right. Instead of cucking out the way King has most of his shit. He should have never let whatever.
Here's the thing.
You can do what you want. You can make what you want, but he should have never put his fucking name on that goddamn movie. That is the worst fucking movie I've ever seen in my life.
Are you talking about The Dark Tower?
The Dark Tower. By itself, it is the worst movie I've ever seen. If you are a fan of the books, it's like watching an actual abortion.
Yeah.
With smell-o-vision.
I haven't seen the movie. I figured I'd finish reading the books and then I would watch this.
I told Tubbs, I was like, man, you gotta read the books and then watch the movies. Like, I'm not watching that movie. I'm like,
I held off forever.
You have to watch the movie. It is so goddamn terrible.
And then I finally watched it and I was like, this is bullshit.
It's fucking bullshit. They literally took 3 pages out of each book and then jacked off on them in a room full of men.
You know what blows my mind about it is he said he promoted that movie and said, oh, it's great. Yeah. But he shit on okay, I get it. The Shining isn't the best adaptation ever of a book to a movie.
Right.
But The Shining is, at the very least, a better adaptation. The movie The Shining is a better adaptation than The Dark Tower is, bar none. Because at least the characters are all the same. The plot's mostly the same. I'd say sans the last fucking act of the film, it's the same fucking thing. To an extent. I mean, here's the thing. Once again, we're talking about a book and themes that are hard to convey on film.
Yeah.
Like when you're talking about The Shining and you're talking about what Danny's ability is, it's hard to convey that on film in a proper way. I'm thinking Dr. Sleep might cover that.
They did a pretty good job with that. My thing is where you I don't know. I don't want to get too far off the gunslinger real quick because I still got one thing to hit on that before I shut the fuck up. But The Shining, what was the documentary?
Room 213.
It's on Netflix, and it talks about Stanley Kubrick's basically genius level autism, where it was his World War II film.
Depending on people's theories. I mean, you had theories that it was about Native American genocide, that it was about the Holocaust.
Well, that documentary touches on both of them, doesn't it?
Yeah, that it was about it was his Napoleon movie that he never made.
Wait, which documentary is this?
Is it? I'll have to remember. Let me look at the name of it real quick because I think I might have fucked it up. It's named after the room in The Shining that the naked lady in the bathtub's in.
Somehow I feel like they changed that room too from
237. It's room 237.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
check out that documentary if you're a Stephen Kingophile. I'm a fan of old Stephen King. This new age, he's kind of like Jim Carrey in my mind, where he bought into this PC fucking bullshit.
Here's the thing though. I think he has his moments because the book he came out with a couple years ago, Dr. Sleep, was actually pretty good.
You said that was the Sun?
It's kind of it's I wouldn't call it a sequel to The Shining, but I mean
it's what happened.
The main character is the same as Danny Torrance.
Okay, yeah.
So it's just Danny Torrance when he's an adult.
I know I said that I would never do Instagram shoutouts during the show, but Eye on the Ball podcast just hit it hard on the head. Mm-hmm. Behold the turtle of enormous girth. And then they followed it by turtle emoji.
Oh my god!
Check out the Eye on the Ball podcast. We love you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I just...
we just autistically screeched for 20 minutes. I forgot we were doing a podcast.
Yeah. I mean, it makes me think that, in a way, we could almost have a second podcast that's just about Stephen King's works.
Oh, man. Listen.
Because
I know, I feel like you're gonna say no, but did you read the book that I gave you?
On writing?
It was your birthday or something?
Yeah.
What did you think about his take on how he writes his stories? Because you're an author.
Oh,
if you go to Amazon and check out, what is it?
The King's Fire.
King's Fire. I always get the last
Prophecy and book one, Prophecy and Flame.
King's Fire. When's that audiobook coming out, by the way?
Man, I got to do the audiobook, Right,
that's what I'm saying. When's it coming out?
As soon as I'll edit it. It'll put it up.
Yeah.
But anyway, go to Amazon, check that out. He's an author. So I gave him this book was a birthday present or something?
Yes.
What did you think about his take on where stories come from?
Yeah, I totally get it because it's less of a singular creation where you just come up with it in your head. It's more of the whole writing process is more about unearthing. It starts with imagine if you will, you're walking.
Oh shit!
What?
Sorry, I'm not gonna fuck up your flow.
Okay, imagine if you will, you're walking on a trail in the woods, right?
Yeah.
And you see something jutting up out of the ground, right? And it looks interesting to you,
right?
And you're like, "What is that?"
I want that.
Okay, and you walk up on it and you start brushing off what it is, and you reveal more and more of it, right?
Based upon your toolbox, your available toolbox.
Okay, you brush off more and more of the debris until something begins to emerge, right?
Right.
That's, to me, is what writing is, because it starts with a singular, like everything I've ever wrote, it starts with a singular idea, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Let me explore that. Let me see what's underneath everything else.
Right.
And that's how these stories come to me. Like the whole of the Kingsfire, which I eventually planned to being a 5-book series.
Yeah.
The whole thing, I had the whole series in my head in less than 2 or 3 days. I fleshed out the whole I understood. Well, that was mostly the middle details. The beginning and the end were always there. Mm-hmm. I mean, even like J.K. Rowling, she had, from beginning to end,
you were basically just examining the bone that you found.
Yeah.
When you write the whole story. Like, you know the beginning and the end, but you're just looking at it, and that's what gives you the in-between.
Yeah, the detail, right? The flesh and so imagine if you're creating a being, it's you start with the bones and then you work up to the flesh and everything else. And
you start up with the bones, you end with the tubs.
Yeah,
we come for the bones, we stay for the tubs.
Okay, so what did they say on Instagram there?
OG Big Baby, who I've been chatting up with unknowingly on Snapchat, he sent me some fire. Yeah. And I just want to let you guys know, if you go to Snapchat and you add Bones and Tubs, and I will talk to you. I will fucking send you pictures. I'll send you video. We'll do all that. But don't be offended when I screenshot some shit or I try to save your video, because I wish I had saved his video. It was funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Anyway, he said, Alphabet Boy in the house. Bones and Tubs just started the Dark Tower series. Most day... the Gunslinger is boring. I'm digging it. So I'm assuming he agreed with us as far as the Gunslinger.
Listen, by the time you get to the end of the Gunslinger and you get into the drawing of 3, you're hooked. There's no fucking way. You can't stop yourself.
What's fucking crazy is, like, if you look at it like a drug addiction, because it talks about Eddie Dean's drug addiction.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at that series like a drug addiction, like, okay, the Gunslinger, like, I get it. You know, I knew there was more. I wanted to get into it. I'm an idiot, though. I'm a retard, so I absolutely overlooked all the...
the first one that comes up.
But, it starts with the subtitle first, Prophecy in Flame. That's how you find it.
I overlooked all of the foreshadowing. So when I reread it, I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, this shit was right here in front of me the whole time.
Yeah.
Then, like you said, you get into the drawing of 3 and you're fucking hooked.
Yeah.
They hit you with that heroin. It's like they give you a joint, right? You're smoking, you're like, I don't know if this works. Then you get high at the end, and then you're...
Then you get to the Wastelands.
You go to get another book, and joint, whatever, and you smoke it, and it's got heroin in it.
And they start getting on a roll in the Wastelands, right? But then, okay...
When you go to fucking Wizard and Glass...
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Wizard and Glass. It's so fucking good, but when you first pick it up and start reading it, you get kind of pissed because you're like, oh man, this is like a whole prequel.
Yeah.
They're like, but then you realize this prequel...
They literally stop in the middle of the actual story, and fucking... The book's like the thickest... I want to say it's one of the thickest books in the series.
Yeah.
And it's just a fucking story about Roland's upbringing.
Yeah.
So, like you said, at the beginning, you're like, man, this is bullshit. I'm trying to move on the story. And then by the end of it, you're like, oh my God, what just happened?
I'm pretty sure the way the Wastelands end, like, you're ready for it to, like, keep going.
Yeah, he left you cliffhanging for sure.
And it doesn't pick up until the Wolves of Kala.
Right. And that, oh my God.
And then the Wolves of Kala is its own fucking thing.
I want to live my life where I just read these over and over again. Now, listen, if you think that we're just nerding out, because it seems that way, I feel like if you like the Bones and Tips podcast, you'll like our brains. Our brains picked up on this series because this is some real shit. Yeah. It's not just a series. This explains a lot of things.
Yeah. I would say on a daily basis, I make some sort of offbeat Dark Tower reference, like whether it's like
this world has moved on.
Yeah, this world's moved on, or they've forgotten the face of their father, or anything like that.
They should be sent west with no firearms.
But I think that about wraps it up for the show. This is a long one.
Yeah, it's fine.
And I'm cool with that.
We deserve... I'm sorry, the listeners deserve a long one. We kind of... I feel like we jep them.
Yeah. Well, now they got an extra juicy one.
That's good. I'm glad you got that juice.
Yeah. But we'd like to thank y'all for listening. I tell you what you should do is go over, if you like these extra long ones, so eventually if enough of you join, we could do these extra long ones.
If you guys paid us to make this our full-time job, we could quit our bullshit job. Not only would we give you infinite content about the bullshit that we're involved in on a day-to-day basis, that would blow your head right off your shoulders. Mm-hmm. We would be able to just sit around in a room with microphones and record our entire lives together. Yeah. Basically, what you're watching right now is the reason why we started the podcast, because people... Like, if we were in an area, right, and we were having these conversations, we would have amassed a crowd. People
Yeah.
were like, what the fuck are they talking about? So anyway, if you go to patreon.com/bonesandtubs,
Start with $1 a month.
there's so many goddamn listeners that we could do this forever.
And you know, if you want to make contact with us, you could always go over to Instagram.
Instagram.com/bonesandtubs.
You go to Facebook if you want.
Fuck that. Fuck that at, .com.
You guys should make a VK account. The Russian Facebook.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Yeah. The doctors talked about that.
I just can't. I tried Duolingo to learn Russian, and the thing that fucks me up the most
is the keyboard.
The keyboard.
Oh my God.
They have a completely different alphabet.
All day.
Listen, I tried to do that with Russian, and there was another language, Greek, and I was like, I can't do this.
Yep.
I was like, because the goddamn keyboard it's
completely
literally written in another language.
Right, yeah.
Like at least some other languages, you have like a comparison.
Yeah, like think about like German, for example.
Right.
All the alphabet's the same except there's one extra letter, and it's that weird one that looks kind of like a B. That looks like I can't remember what it's called, but it has a double S sound to it.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
But
Can we go through these real quick? I don't want to.
Yeah.
Sorry, we got.
You're good.
I have, while you're going through that, I also have an idea for you guys for the Patreons out there. You guys could do like a 24-hour broadcast.
Oh my God, I would totally do that. That's
Like, they could
right
fuel
out of
that
Alex
with,
Jones's
like-
life.
Yeah, like alcohol, pizza, whatever.
Heroin. I mean,
Yeah.
not until we're free of our fucking slave wage job.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Right, but that would be a great idea.
yeah,
you
for
guys.
sure. We need to change a lot of the tier things too. We need to get with Sailor at Infidel Custom.
Yeah.
Shout out Infidel Custom, and get some of those drawstring bags, some of those lanyards.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the Instagram live comments. We're gonna go through these real quick, and then we'll give our outro. Washington Margit, I am singing some Volks music from Austria. LOL, smiley face.
Folk music.
Volk, yes, Volk.
Okay, I'm retarded.
People's music.
Yes,
So
it's
I'm
the
glad-
people's music.
Yeah.
The people's wagon.
Folk music.
Yes.
Eye on the Ball podcast gave us a kissy emoji. Right back at you, my motherfucking neighbor. Jay Vest, heart eyes. We love you. Eye on the Ball podcast said, Owen Benjamin's take on The Princess Bride is golden.
Okay.
I'm not sure what that means, but I will check it out. The vampire that feeds on Roland's laughter, a Joker reference?
Maybe.
Behold the turtle of enormous girth, turtle emoji. Alphabet boy in the house. Eddie Dean's naked battle in the Leaning Tower was fire, says Eye on the Ball podcast. That absolutely was fire. That motherfucker. Stephen King, who is a man who absolutely is against freedom and guns himself, I don't know how you pull, I mean, I guess he didn't write the story, he just pulled it out of the ether.
I would say, yeah.
He got that right when he said, what was the gunslinger's line? He's like, I knew he had steel when I saw him fight naked.
Yeah.
It's hard for a man to fight naked, if not impossible.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say
that,
my top things.
gangster, right?
My top things in the whole Dark Tower. The battle in the Wolves of Kala.
Yeah.
Fucking hard
So good. Hard
with the plates.
Hard in the paint.
Throwing the fucking plates.
Man.
And
Yeah.
the fucking all of it. And I would say the battle. I'm gonna fuck it up, but it's the battle. I want to say it's in the Dark Tower where they take on that city full of. It's the. I can't. Nope. Never mind. Because
Yep.
Nope.
With that train?
No.
No, okay. You're
that's
talking
a-
about something else then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's talking about the last book.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
We don't
No, we're not going to talk about that.
we
one.
don't do important spoilers here.
No.
Yeah.
If you want to hear us talk about some dumbass spoilers, I'm sure we'll spill them out, but we're not going to spill out these secrets.
Okay. Did you have any more on there?
One last one just came in. Neiman21. Hashtag Epstein is not dead.
Tro.
I'm going to have to check out that hashtag. So anyway, yeah, check us out on Fuckbook,
Twitter,
at Bones Tubs, Instagram at Bones and Tubs,
Gmail,
gmail.com, bonesandtubs@gmail.com. Send us anything.
Yeah.
You guys should
Basically,
make a MySpace.
I'm going to go ahead and just say this. I'll talk to you on any platform. I would prefer that everybody go to YouTube, youtube.com/Bones and Tubs Show. Subscribe. I guess hit the bell, whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah.
And
That's notifications.
I understand.
Yeah.
Oh, well, subscribe too then.
Yeah,
Don't just hit the bell.
No,
Yeah.
totally subscribe.
Yeah.
But I really would like also my own personal selfish enjoyment. Add me on Snapchat because I'm like a fucking 16-year-old girl in that shit. I'm putting stickers on it. I'm fucking living life. you know?
Nice. But yeah, we'd like to thank y'all for listening. We'd like to thank Aaron Red for coming on the show with us today.
Yes.
Oh, we don't want to forget the last shout out, the full 360.
Okay.
Thank you, Skylar. willow.and.lace on Instagram, or Agriscrew on Facebook. Thank you for being our newest patron at patreon.com/bonesandtubs.
We appreciate it.
So,
I'd like to thank Blood of the Brave.
Oh, man, Blood of the Brave. He had some shit that we have to say. Do not buy his music on iTunes, I don't believe.
Okay.
Go to his Bandcamp.
Oh, okay.
Bandcamp.com/Blood of the Brave.
I guess he said, fuck iTunes.
No, they're fucking him on some tax shit.
Okay, well, fuck that shit then.
Yeah. Check him out, bloodofthebrave.com. Check him out on Bandcamp. Check him out on YouTube. Okay. Subscribe to him as well. His shit is fire. He's selling fucking cassettes of his shit.
Oh, shit.
Ooh, cassettes,
he is
man.
OG as fuck. I told you before that I really dug his 80s style shit where it's like Stranger Things-esque.
Yeah.
But when I saw he was putting out fucking cassettes, I almost smashed my phone and drove into the oncoming lane of traffic.
Do they even make cassettes
that makes
anymore?
me That's it. That makes me want to go on Amazon and buy like a fucking retro Sony
player,
Walkman.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have one still.
Oh my god.
Yes.
If
still
this
works
dude
as
does
far as
8-track, I'll quit my job tomorrow.
All right, so we'd like to thank you all for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show. We hope to see you next week. We hope you have a good week.
Hope to talk to you in the meantime.
Yeah, and we'll see you next time.
We love you.
We really do.
Talk shop, I'm here to talk cops who crooked and corrupt, who need to be stopped, who aren't afraid to aim, squeeze and release round after round until they put them in sheets. I said any and everywhere they're hitting it, well aware of what they're doing, and no, they don't care. Everything's illegal and nobody's free. We're all tapped to track, yeah, you and me hardwired to tune. They watch in the back room with their cameras on zoom, laughing at me and you. Yeah, go ahead and think it ain't. Please stay for real, cause the cops got tanks. I got hounds that call out, rounds that they use, but that ain't a problem until they used on you. I said one false move, you'll be up on the news in the morning and evening, footage of your family weeping. Man down, yeah, they do what they want, and they rule by force and they're out on the hunt. Man down, they put another in the ground. I got tanks and troops headed to your town. Man down, it ain't a game, it's a shame. That's why I don't play, cause they run the game. Man down, yeah, they do what they want, and they rule by force and they're out on the hunt. They say that's the way it is, but it's sick cause the kids deserve more than to live in the world like this. I'm pissed, I'm phased in the rage, and hop from the flash and the bang grenades. I'm burning alive, cause I'm burning inside. I'm a man on fire, cause another man died. I'm appalled, let's just list them all. I'm sure I'll miss a few, and a few will applaud. They punch kids, shot kids, taste pregnant ladies, taking babies to land, and put cuffs on the hands of veterans. It choked a peacemaker, he broke up a fight and then died a little later. They shot men in the back who went under attack and were caught on film, and they lied about the facts. They protect each other, they're owning the throne, so don't be shocked at all when they break in your home. Man down, yeah, they do what they want, and they rule by force and they're out on the hunt. Man down, they put another in the ground. I got tanks and troops headed to your town. Man down, it ain't a game, it's a shame. That's why I don't play, cause they run the game. Man down, yeah, they do what they want, and they rule by force and they're out on the hunt. It'll get real in a matter of minutes. Gone without a sentence, no trial, no witness. Man down, it ain't new, get a clue and just think next time it could have been you. Man down, it ain't new, get a clue and just think next time it could have been you. Man down, it ain't new, get a clue and just think next time it could have been you. It'll get real in a matter of minutes. Gone without a sentence, no trial, no witness. Man down, it ain't new, get a clue and just think next time it could have been you. Man down, it ain't new, get a clue and just think next time it could have been you. Man down, it ain't new, get a clue and just think next time it could have been you. All they need is a reason, it don't matter, it's open season. All they need is a reason, it don't matter, it's open season. All they need is a reason, it don't matter, it's open season.